So I love green. I have green eyes. I just love the colour green. I love wearing green, as you can see. I just love the colour green. So when I saw this palette from Beauty Bay, I just knew that I had to like get it ASAP. So this is the Botanical Palette by Beauty Bay. It is a 42 colour eyeshadow palette, and let me show you what the inside looks like. So this is the inside. As you can see, it's got loads of green colours, but it's also got loads of like earthy neutral colours and a range of shimmers in there as well. So long story short, I put it in my basket and I bought it because I'm just too obsessed to not buy it. This palette was £25 brand new. It's currently on offer for £17.45, which is 30% off. I actually got it on TikTok Shop. I've never used TikTok Shop before. I didn't know if it was legit. I was like really kind of like scared by it, I'm not gonna lie. However, obviously it arrived, it's all here, and it arrived in like 2 days, so it's really, really good. On there, they do a lot of discounts where they put palettes down to £10, which is really, really cheap, less than half price. But because it was my first time buying on there, I got it for £5. So I don't know what percentage that is off, but it's a massive, massive percent. £25 originally, got it for £5. I literally just had to get it. I was like, oh my god. So today I thought I was going to do a look with this new palette. I've got like a few ideas in my head, but I'm just going to sort of like go with it. So starting off, I just want to say I've done obviously my base. I've done the like eye base, face base, and eyebrows. So that's all I have on at the minute. Secondly, I've been really, really ill. I don't know if I've got COVID like 5 years later or something. If I sound weird, that's why. And also I can't hear anything. My ears are completely blocked. If I sound really off, like, I don't know, like an alien, I'm so sorry, but that's just how I feel right now. But I want to record and I want to make a eyeshadow tutorial video on this palette because I'm just too excited to let it sit there and just gather dust. So that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to create a look and I'm so excited, so I hope you enjoy the video. So starting off, I think I'm going to do like a light colour as a base on the eye, and to do this I'm looking at it and I think I'm going to go in with the shade Matcha. So I'm going to get in close, and what I'm going to do is take this on a big flat brush. So I've taken it on my brush and I'm just going to start, oh dear, I've not set that down well. Start to pat that just on the eye. So it's obviously got a little bit of pigment there. It's not as neon bright as I thought it'd be, but it's still good. So I am just going to build that colour up because I do like it quite bright and out there. And one thing I will say about the Beauty Bay palettes straight away is that they go on so smooth. So they almost give like that airbrush effect. You know, like what you get with face powders? It's like that on your eyes. They're so, so smooth, and that's why I love them. I think this is my 10th palette of theirs. I really, really like them. Okay, so that is Matcha all on my eyes. It is there. It's like not as bright as I thought it'd be, but it is there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to deepen it. I think once I deepen it, it's going to bring the colour out anyway. So I'm going to add a deeper green on the outer corners, and I think I might build this up with a few shades. So what I might do is go in with Myrtle and then follow that up with Spruce. So I'm starting off with Myrtle. I'm taking this on my little new Illamasqua brush, and I'm going to start taking this on the outside of the eye. And with this, I'm using the top of the brush just to blend that in, and I'm just ever so lightly just building that up. I'm not taking it too far in. Straight away, this colour has got so much pigment and it's blending like a dream, so I love this. I am also going to go in with a fluffy crease brush with nothing on it and then just start blending that in a little bit more. I'm then just going to take a little bit more of that colour and I'm just going to ever so lightly bring that slightly further across. I feel like I just want it a little bit further than what it is at the minute. So now the outer edges are done. I've just done like a layer of that and just literally the whole time spent blending it and making sure that it all blends in together and just works together nicely. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the inner corner of the eye, almost create like a halo effect. Again, I'm going in with Myrtle, that lighter green of the darker colours, and rather than go in the crease, I am going to just start to lift that up again and not go too far along. So I'm just going to create that style of look with the small brush, and again, when I've created the colour in there, I'm going to go in very, very lightly now with the big fluffy brush, and then again just start to blend that on. So now that dark green colour is done, it's looking a little bit mad at the minute, but I just want to jump in and say how blendable and how vibrant the deep colours are. Like literally I needed the smallest amount, I've barely touched the eyeshadow and it's given this outcome, so it's really, really good. I really, really love the deep shades in the palette. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a major contrast. I'm going to go in, I think, with June and Sea Moss, it's called, and I'm going to put this all above what I've done already. I'm starting starting off with June, and what I'm going to do is almost just create that sort of base for sea moss to sit on and blend well on, because there's such a difference in the green and the orange. Put them together, it's going to go really, really muddy. So I need that June colour to sort of be that balance. I am going back in with my Illamasqua brush, and I'm literally going to start applying this all on the top just underneath my brow and doing really small little like circular almost motions. Okay, so that's that initial colour down. I'm just going to jump straight in with sea moss, I think. June was good. It's not overly vibrant. I think it's very, very close to my natural skin tone, so it's not given loads. So I'm just going to jump straight in and start applying sea moss. So struggling a little bit with sea moss on its own. I feel like it wasn't as vibrant in the pan as it was on my face. What I'm doing now is I'm adding a mix of sea moss and oak, which is a dark brown, and then I'm adding it onto the face around the eyes, and I feel like because it's got the brown in it, it's working a little bit better with the green. I feel like the orange on its own was just too much of a contrast. So I'm going to start going in with those two together, almost just blending that up and above around the eye. Right, so it took me a little while to build up that orange. I feel like it's still not quite as bright as I'd like it to be. However, it is there. What I'm going to do now is just clean up under my brow. So I'm just taking the same base, which is my P. Louise 02 base, and I'm just going to start to clean up because there's a lot of orange going on. I'm just cleaning up under my brow. Right, so now I'm looking at my eyes. I'm pretty much there with it. I think it just needs a little bit more orange up here. I do keep trying to build up the orange, but I just feel like it's just not there. I feel like if it wasn't just this palette I was making a video on, I would have swapped into like grab a different orange by now. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back in with Myrtle, I think, and I kind of want to build out the outer corners. So I'm just going to start taking, let's go this side, a little bit of Myrtle. And what I'm going to do, because I just feel like from what I said before, they just sort of stop. I am just going to start to build up that outer corner and then take that fluffy brush with a tiny little bit of it on and just sort of brush up. Okay, so it's now like a few days later. I'm obviously like just editing this video and I've not pressed record on like 2 different parts. So there's the one part where I made my eyes go darker green, which you probably saw and you were like, that got dark quick. It's because I forgot to record it. And then there's also a bit now when I added a shimmery orange and I just didn't record it because I had like COVID brain, I guess. I just did not record it, didn't press start. So I'm so sorry about that. I added a dark green and I also added a shimmery orange. So if you wonder what the hell is going on, that's what's going on. So sorry. By the way, the shimmery orange was very, very good. That's all I've got to say. Anyway, sorry, and continue watching the video. I hope you enjoy. I'm then going in with dark green and then popping this on the outer corner and then just blending in. Doing the exact same on the inner corner of the eye. And now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a load of like a dark eyeliner, mascara, lashes, come back and give my final thoughts. Okay, so this is the finished result with all of like everything done. I've got my lashes on, I've done mascara and my eyeliner. And now it's time for my final thoughts on the product. So I will say first and foremost, it's a really, really nice palette. I always like the size of these palettes and how slim they are. Obviously for 42 colours, they're not particularly too big. They're quite slim and easy to take around with you. So I really like that. Also the fact that I got it so cheap at TikTok is really, really good. It was literally £5 and you can't fault that. I literally just had a quick look and it's literally like 11p per shade. In terms of the shadows, I will say the matte dark colours are very, very pigmented. They're very, very bright and they blend really smoothly. They're really, really good and I like those. First green colour was alright. It wasn't as bright as I thought it would be, but it was buildable. I did find a few of like, say the orangey colours were not as bright as I would have liked. Obviously, I still got a bit of colour there. They still worked eventually. However, I feel like for how bright it looked in the palette, I just struggled with it. Although saying that the shimmers are like next level, the orange shimmer was really, really bright and they have a lot of colour payoff and shimmer in them as well. So they are very, very high quality shimmers for the price. All in all, I would say the palette is worth it. I really, really like it. I really like the company. I really like the palettes as themselves anyway. A few shades I'd probably pick out of another palette, but just because I prefer the formula compared to this one. However, saying that as a whole, it's a really, really great palette and I'm very glad I purchased it. So let me know what you think of this look. Obviously it's a little bit different, a little bit out there. You don't have to do something as out there if you have bought this palette, but I just thought I wanted to do something a little bit fun. But yes, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the palette. Have you got the palette and do you like it? And is there any other palettes or makeup products in general that you would like me to try and give my honest opinion on? As always, thank you again for watching this video. I will see you in my next one and goodbye.